It's very 80s.
I gotta win my kid back, so I'm gonna go arm wrestle.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, Robert Loggia is in it. Yeah, I have to give
Robert
the movie credit.
Loggia. That's R, as in Robert Loggia. Oh,
yeah,
as in look, it's Robert Loggia. Oh, let's begin this show.
Also get to name your firstborn child. That was in the terms as well. We're thinking dork-faced stinkerbutt. Unless it's a boy, then we're gonna call him Gary.
And now a word from our sponsor, Gary.
Gary's Sausage Emporium.
This is Lucifer, the sponsor of the show tonight.
All hail Beelzebub.
As in the owner of the fly.
By the way, it's good to see you, Myth.
It's good to see me too. Hell, it is Independence Day. No, not that. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
it is the Israeli Independence Day. So there is a lots of noise going on down
1947, right?
1948. 47 was the declaration.
Leon Uris's book Exodus is such a good read. It's a good film, but a much better book.
Yeah.
All-star cast. Gambit says hi, Meph.
Hi, Gambit.
Gambit is here. What's up, Gambit? Hey, Martin, do I need to look, or did Gambit cut and paste all of the trivia from IMDb on here? Did he?
Oh, no.
No,
only half of it. Only half of it.
You really have to be careful with the trivia on IMDb. I found
they're wrong
hard
on
way,
stuff, and I've caught it. Yeah,
I've caught a few things that were wrong.
Anima, tell Miff how many. You've seen me correct him at least once and submit it and get approved. It's
a couple of times, yeah.
Twice.
You also corrected a mistake that I spotted.
Because I'm one of those people who gets to edit on there.
Yeah,
because
that's why I had him
sometimes.
I had him edit
Good
something
you,
where they completely screwed up facts about classical.
Well, this is one of them right here. It does look. I will tell you, Keith Emerson, of course, great keyboardist. Keith Emerson's work on the soundtrack was pretty good, but the problem was there was so much last-minute editing and fiddling by Sylvester Stallone on this film that Keith Emerson's music gets kind of clunky in scenes, because with the editing of the scenes, he edited the music as well. And it did not
edit it with the soundtrack on.
I don't know if it was on or if he just brought over the soundtrack and just used a portion of it, but it just got kind of clunky. And you could see the problem with the editing in that final scene with Wolfgar, with Rutger Hauer.
Oh, yeah.
When he shoots, you see him hit him, he turns, and then he jerks again. He jerks the second time, but you don't see a hit. But it cuts to him, Stallone, and it cuts back to Rutger, and all of a sudden he's got 2 bullet holes. Finally, he shoots a second shot. He only fires twice. And in the final scene, he's got 4 fucking bullet holes in him. When he goes out that door and gets hooked up on the stair rail. And it's so fucking crazy. It's like editing, but I still love the fucking movie.
What you don't understand is this is the precursor to Judge Dredd. So he shot double whammies.
Double whammies, okay. Yeah, it was a double barrel 357.
He yelled at the gun, double whammy, and the gun turned back to him and said, double whammy.
Double whammy.
Because that happened.
Is initiated.
Yeah.
That happened 14 years later.
And by the way, did you know that Jackie Chan was who they wanted for that movie?
To be Dredd's clone?
No, I thought you were talking about the other film.
I'm talking about Dredd.
where he goes into the future. He's a cop from the past that goes into the future. That movie called
that's Demolition Man.
Yeah,
they wanted Jackie Chan instead of Stallone.
No, they wanted Jackie Chan instead of what's his name, Blade
Snipes. Oh,
yes, but he turned it down. The only reason why Jackie Chan turned it down was because he had heard that it was a career mistake for someone known for playing a good guy to take on a bad guy role. It can hurt their box office.
Man, and so that only elevated Wesley Snipes because he was a good guy. That was Passenger 57, but then he turned. But people forget he was the bad guy in New Jack City, so he could flip all the time.
Absolutely, he was actually a legit actor. The guy had good acting chops.
Yeah,
but you know, he wanted the star status. He wanted that money, and so he went for different kinds of films that were more likely going to get good box offices and not win awards. He didn't win awards. Awards don't give you a paycheck. So
I mean, Jackie in '93 did a lot of Hong Kong movies.
That's pretty much where his money was. And the way he saw it was, if I remember correctly, what he thought was bad about it would be that the film, if it got released in Hong Kong, would hurt him. And that's why he said no. He wasn't worried about America. He was worried about Hong Kong.
Because in Hong Kong, he was in Hong Kong, he was Hulk Hogan in 1983-84. Yeah. You cannot turn him heel in his hometown. So I get it. I get why he didn't. To be honest, I prefer Wesley Snipes. Because in 93, Jackie could not command any English.
I don't think he could have played that part at all. But yeah, speaking of fiddling, Nighthawks had a few scenes actually cut from the finished film. One of them was with Lindsay Wagner that really went more into Stallone's and her relationship in the story. And they cut that from the film. So she had a lot less time. They did some things that were really kind of goofy. I made fun of it when it happened when Nigel Davenport is talking to him at the mall or wherever it was they were at. And suddenly he's like his best friend. He says, you're paying for dinner later, right? You know, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like suddenly you're chummy friends. It's so fucking weird. And I immediately said, well, that conversation told you only one thing. He's about to die. He made plans with the hero. It's like, you don't make plans in a fucking movie like that. Hey, 11 Alpha. We've been talking about some of the trivia behind the film Nighthawks. Basically, from everything I understand, the first director was fired. And they brought in a second director who was apparently somebody Stallone was involved with hiring, and somebody
who had only done one movie.
Allow him to backseat direct the film. So
he had no experience.
Basically, from everything we understand, Stallone basically directed this film. He also edited it. And I think that he fucked up in the edit. Specifically in that final scene in particular. But he cut out some scenes that I think were necessary for character building. And it was a huge mistake.
Well, and he was also under a lot of stress because he and Rutger Hauer did not get on well.
So originally, this film was supposed to be The French Connection 3. Did you know that?
No.
It was originally, and Gene Hackman.
I'm listening to the master.
So Gene Hackman was being talked to, negotiated with to take on the role. But inevitably, he didn't want to do a third film. He wasn't happy with the second film at all. And I would say that if not for the Oscar, he would have been happy with the first film because he didn't like the racism in it. Because he was what we refer to as an old school liberal Democrat that didn't like racism. And he was just really hardcore about that stuff. And so doing the third film just was not in the cards. He was not going to do it. He refused. So they went ahead and started writing it and taking all of the French Connection elements out. And that's when it became a Stallone device. And Stallone, I'm certain, was probably also involved with some of the rewrites. But what ended up happening, like I said, they hired this second director because it was somebody that Stallone knew and knew that he could push around. And on top of that, the guy hadn't even shown up and they had to shoot the subway scene. That entire subway scene was directed by Stallone. But the director showed up within 24 hours. And so therefore there wasn't going to be a risk of Stallone and the film getting in trouble for having somebody that's not Directors Guild. He's not DG. Stallone at that time was not DGA. And so he could not get credit for anything he did. But the fact is, from that day forward, though, he backseat directed all the scenes. And he did his fucking stunts, by the way, in that. Including
even though he's
crazy,
scared of heights.
Yeah, he did that big crane shot with the fucking sky crane. What
the
is
cable
the tram?
car.
Sky tram.
Cable car.
The cable car. It's a tram, too.
Yeah.
Hey, Snort's here. What's up, buddy?
You know what country is famous
Tom.
for building those?
Hi, Tom.
All over the world, Gary.
Switzerland.
I'm going to bet it's...
Germany.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say either Austria or Germany.
They're building these things in places like Brazil. It's crazy. That and tunnels.
I never liked the poster. I never did. And in fact, did we have the thumbnail? Yeah. I don't like it because their eyes are going off in different directions and it makes them look cockeyed. It's so fucking weird looking. Like,
you said
who thought that would look okay? Yeah, cockeyed.
Come on. Are you guys fine?
Hey, guys. We have in our midst a bush.
I like that avatar, the Disney version of him. He looks like the villain from Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. I thought that's the Disney version of Rutger.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. He looks like Disney's Rutger. And by the way, I will let you know, Father Weems, if you look in his left eye, well, his right eye, our left, he's very happy with this film.
Is he the one looking at Stallone or is looking at Rutger Hauer?
Rutger Hauer. Now, apparently, we learned today, I didn't know this, that Rutger Hauer and he did not get along in the making of the film. And it's because
not at all, no.
Because of a stunt that they talked him into doing where he gets shot and the rope is to yank him. Stallone apparently told the guys on the rig to pull a little hard on it.
No, they were already hating each other. That's why he did that.
And so they did, and it made him really fucking angry that he found out that Stallone did that.
Back. But I think it makes the chemistry between them work, that they really hated each other.
Yeah.
Not just the characters. Because this is insane.
Take star credit. I wouldn't be surprised because he really is a better actor. And I think Stallone's a good actor, but he's limited to certain roles. Well, at least it's not Frank Langella looking at you. Oh my God. Yeah, because he's got that stigma thing with the eyes vibrating.
Hey, Tom.
The actor that plays Jonathan Kent in the new Superman film, he has it too. And all good actors, but that weirds me out. I don't want people with weird eyes fucking looking at me. Speaking of weird eyes, Nigel Davenport, who plays the head of the terrorist unit. He she said unit.
Well, wait. ATAC, I think.
For it. I was internally laughing.
It's the anti-terrorism unit at the police. Fuck you. ATAC. Right. That's what they have on their hands.
So he a lot of people have known, I didn't know. He's got a fucking glass eye. I was wondering what was odd about the way he looked at things. It always looked like this eye, his right eye, wouldn't move much. He would look. His left eye would go, his right eye or left eye would go all the way over to the side and look at something. That eye was still kind of looking forward, and so it was pointed out. Yeah, he had a glass eye. I went, no shit. And now I know he served in the military, but I don't know how he lost that eye.
Grenade. I'm just saying.
Apparently, it blew up on only one side of his face.
Yeah. He caught a
By the way,
stray.
if you didn't hear me, I said hi, Tom, because I did see that Tom Baker's here. It's good
He
to see
caught a
everybody.
stray from some guy. Oops.
Yeah.
I wonder whether Tom Baker likes this movie or not. He always has strong opinions.
Yeah.
He
Garbage.
it.
I hate this. My name is Tom Baker.
He had a wooden eye. He had a wooden eye, and he lost it in poker. So now he has a glass eye.
Yeah. Did you
Actually? Did
you hear about the guy with the wooden eye named Paul? Yeah. What was his other eye's name? Such an old joke. It's from Mary Poppins.
Do we have the possibility with the YouTube chat to do a poll that's pinned to the top of the chat where people can just rate the movie? I would be interested in that.
I don't.
You could do
how
that.
How do you mean rate the movie? Like, what do you mean?
No, if they like it or not.
Or if they like it or not, yeah.
You can say like it, don't like it, meh.
Yeah.
Or mid.
It was okay.
Yeah,
Nothing to write home about. Nothing to write home about.
Oh, Bush is here for moral support. Appreciate it, my friend.
Me
Much
too, Bush. I haven't seen it in a long while.
Can you be there for moral support on Friday, because that's when I age?
I will try my best.
Yeah, because she's her age right now and has not aged a single day since her last birthday.
Yes.
She doesn't age until the
Actually,
last 2 hours.
Actually, you asshole. I was born at around 9:30 p.m., which is like half an hour before we start the show in my time. So yes, you can hold my hand at the time that I age, if you want to.
So you're 29 again?
My mom would say that, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
What is that joke? I'm 29, third time over. What is that called?
No, it's 29 for 10 years.
29 for 10. But I think they say it like how many times you do it. It's like, so you refer to it as third time over, fourth time over, for each decade.
Well, that would be double digits for me. So
whatever. I was looking at Lindsay Wagner's like Google search pictures. She aged really well. She hasn't done any
Lindsay,
cosmetic surgery. No, nothing. Her old face looks like her young face, but you know, with aging lines. That's it. She's still a beautiful lady. I haven't even checked if she's still alive, actually.
Hey, she is, as I recall.
She is. She's 75 years old.
We have Tom's assessment of this movie. He says it's a good movie and a fun ride for a thin script/story. Yeah, I think that's a good assessment.
Neither has Janis Joplin, Bush. Neither has Jim Morrison, too. But I'm pretty sure he died at 31, not 27. Can you hear the noise through my microphone? On microphone, my system is pretty good.
No, it's good.
Loud. It's you know who's afraid of the Zohan or whatever Zohan thing, and there's like a loud music and disco. That's exactly what's going on out there. Holy shit! I hate that music so much.
There we go. The poll is up and ready for you guys to vote.
Yay.
Cocked, blocked, and ready to rock.
I mean, it's not a great movie, but it's a fun action movie. And apparently they took a lot of the gore out in editing because it had way more violence in it originally.
Well, they took out gunshots too. Because when
he shoots him in the end.
Yeah, they show him shoot him one time, and then he suddenly got 2 bullets, and then he shoots him a second time, and then he's got 4 bullet holes in him. So apparently every bullet.
He's Sylvester Stallone.
2 bullets.
He's shooting double bullets. That's how
double
good he
bullets.
is. I know that's not how.
But Stallone again, backseat directed the film. I think he did a terrific job on it. I think it's a good film. I loved it when it came out. I saw it in the theater. I rented it later when it came out on videotape, but I didn't watch it again after I went in the Army. I haven't seen it since I was in the Army, so it was kind of fun watching it again with Anima, and it just brought back all the fun things I loved. But now, you know, because I'm a better writer today than I was then, I notice things like the whole, you know, where Nigel Davenport's like, you know, well, I guess we'll have dinner later. Yeah, well, dinner's on you, you know, whatever. He goes, well, seeing that you're, you know, you've done so well, you should pay for it. All right, they're like bantering back and forth. Then he goes up the fucking escalator, and beautiful, oh, I just forgot her name, Indian actress,
Persis Kambata.
She fucking shoots him, kills him, shoots him in the head, by the way. And they really cleaned that up. Because again, the film was a hard R, you know, and so they wanted to tame it up a little bit.
She should have said, "Teacher says hello," bang.
And it's still got an R rating, by the way, so I don't know why they bothered cleaning it up. I'm dead serious. But you got to remember this, the MPAA at that time, these are the same assholes at the MPAA that wanted to give Blade Runner an X rating.
Well, remember
people.
Remember that Da Silva, he's hesitant about killing, even if it's a terrorist. He don't
well, it's because of his experience in the war.
Okay. Well, so making him shot him 4 times may be contradictory to the nature of the character.
Now, here's another thing that bothered me with that character. Because of that, it is actually because of his inability to pull that trigger when he should have, that led to so many people getting killed.
Yep.
And I felt that there was a failure either in the screenwriting or in the direction and editing of the film for that to have had the impact it needed on the character. Because that should have been an impact on the character. That he knows that. That should have been something that bothered him. That because of me, this is happening.
I think it was editing. They only left that snippet of the scene in which Billy D says to him in the hospital, "You should have taken that shot," and he's devastated.
Yep. And they cut out a lot of scenes with Billy D too, by the way. And Billy D, by the way, was offered the role before Stallone to play the part, and he turned it down. He wanted to play the other character.
He drank a lot of Colt 45s, I guess.
Colt 45. Yeah. So, once again, I would say that this film, if I were to give it a score out of 10, I'd give it a solid 7. It's solid not a 10 because good. Of so many of the plot problems, you know, and the editing.
I mean, solid 7 is a good movie.
Well, it didn't flop.
Not good, but
it didn't flop because it earned over triple.
15?
Because it was a $5 million film, and it was and they probably spent about $1 million on marketing. So let's say $6 million, and it made $19 million, as I recall, at the box office. I can check.
15.
Look. Is it 15? I thought it was 19. No, it's box office 19.9 million.
I was asking 15. I wasn't saying 15.
Oh no.
Oh no. I read it. Yes, because I read it uncompleted. Yes, grossing 15 in North America
the
and
total
5
global income for the film was 19.9 million, which means that it was not a bust. And even if they only made 14 at the time, it's still not a bust. Because they did not spend much on the marketing for this film. So, like I said, at the most, this was probably about a $6 million film with marketing.
It has Stallone in it. It doesn't need much marketing to do well.
I mean, look,
no, it didn't flop at all. It didn't flop. It's flop means that it either broke even
or it didn't make
it
the money.
made less than the budget. When you make 3 times that globally for your world box office, it's not a flop. Even if you only made 14 or to 15 million, it's still not a flop. It's over double what it costs to make. So, yeah, thanks, 11. If anybody needs any classes on inflation or how to do math with the calculator, 11 Alpha is your guy.
I mean, while it's interesting what it made in North America and what in the rest of the world, the number we're interested in at the end is what it made totally.
Yeah, because stateside, I don't know, because that's probably over on IMDb where Gabbett spent a lot of time today, apparently.
I think he lives there.
I go there for the cast. I rarely trust all their trivia. Let's go to their trivia. Let's go to their trivia.
I sometimes go there for reviews, like when something really upsets me, like the Bosch Legacy series.
Oh, user reviews.
I go read user reviews to see who agrees with me, because I want to feel that I'm right and being offended by something.
Well, here they talk about it. Here they talk about it right here. The first one. No, I don't. Don't prompt me. Fuck up. I don't need to. Stories about on-set fights between Rutger Hauer and Stallone are still talked about amongst fans of this movie and both actors. In his autobiography, Hauer stated that Stallone had come off a recent string of box office bombs and was in desperate need of a hit movie. Hauer felt that many of the on-set clashes stemmed from Stallone's constant efforts to keep tight control over every aspect of the film's production. Like I said, he was backseat directing this film. And however, Hauer also said during interviews in later years that he actually didn't take his arguments with Stallone personally, and that the biggest problem during filming was that it was a very difficult movie to make. From his part, Stallone has expressed deep regret over his behavior in the 80s during a 2014 interview, stating that the success of Rocky had made him insufferable. But his own admission, he abused power and was an authority on everything, and wished that he, quote, could go back and punch himself in the face, end quote. Yeah, he had just had Empire Strikes Back. Not to mention a slew of fucking Colt 45 commercials.
Yeah, baby.
You can't see Colt 45 and not think of him. Or malt liquor.
Stallone came off of Fist, which was terrible.
It's just a bad movie. But that's where he and what's that other Italian actor that plays his brother in the film became friends. And he would come back later and they would do Judge Dredd together. And he played his brother again.
Armand Assante.
Yeah, Armand Assante. I love that guy's name. It makes you feel like you're Italian when you say his name. Assante.
Paradise Alley too. See, this is where IMDb is wrong. Came off of a streak of bad movies. Like Nighthawks was right after he did Rocky 2. Rocky 2 was a smash success.
It's considered not the best of the Rockies, but it was. It made tons of money. I thought, I don't know. I liked it, but I always felt that it dragged in the story.
Rocky 2?
Yeah, Rocky 2 dragged a little bit in the middle. And I felt like they should have moved it. It should have moved along quicker.
Rocky 1 bogs down a lot.
Yeah,
well, a lot of the Rocky movies actually start really slow and they ramp up.
They ramp up.
I prefer Rocky 2 to Rocky 1. Personal preference. I can't tell you which one is better. I think they're both pretty much sort of like part 1 and part 2 of the same movie.
I think part 1 is the better film because it is the only film, the only one of those films that gets me emotional. Watching it.
Because the second one gets me more emotional.
Well, I love that he beats him this time.
Not because he beats him. That's not what makes it for me the emotional part. The fact that he is so down and he's like, I don't want to even fight anymore. And his wife wakes up after they had their son, and she looks at him, and she's like, "I want you to do something for me." It's like, "What? Get closer." "What? What do you want?" "Win." And then, and Burgess, Mick is like, "What are we waiting for? Let's go!"
Yeah, I know.
and
It's
and
like, go kick his ass.
And
What's
the
the
music
best line in
hits,
that movie?
and the music hits.
We got to get
it's
back
like,
to this movie, but before we do,
sorry,
I'll ask you, what was the best line in that movie?
Rocky
It's
2.
a funny line. It's a very funny line.
I don't know.
Would you be interested in condominiums? No, I don't think so. I'm Catholic. He's trying to sell him a house.
I forgot about that.
No, we're Catholic.
Yeah.
He's such a dumb palooka. But
he's not that dumb. Like Rocky is dumb. Stallone is not dumb.
Yeah, Stallone's the opposite. So this scene is so important because he points that gun at that kid like 3 fucking times. And I'm like, holy shit, do you not have any type of pistol control? For God's sakes, weapon control? You keep pointing your weapon at that fucking child. And I don't think the actor was aware of it. He was doing it.
I think it was like, I'm in the role. I've inhabited the bad guy.
So I think it's Stallone that takes him into the bathroom, the kid into the bathroom, puts him in the bathtub, and he's pointing the gun at him while he's talking to him.
I'm in the role. I'm the bad guy now.
You know, nobody had really properly taught him how to handle a weapon, is really what I think happened here.
I mean, the way it goes up way over his head every time he takes a shot, the weapon flies over his head. That's not how it looks like when somebody shoots a gun. It doesn't have that much of a backfire.
A year later, he's got plenty of gun training.
Yeah. So here you go. Here's Lindsay Wagner, also known as the Bionic Woman. Jamie Summers.
I love the Bionic. I love the Bionic Woman because it clearly took a lot of inspiration from Wonder Woman. And they even have
$6 Million Man and Wonder Woman and made the show. Yeah,
they had the same kind of scenes where they're running with that music. Exactly.
Guys, I fucking love those sound effects. When I was a kid, we used to make those noises because several of my friends and I had the $6 Million Man action figures, and we go play in the sandbox. Have the fights, make the noises. That electronic guitar sound when he jumps.
Yeah.
Yep. Is that a gun you're pointing, or are you just happy to see me right snorting?
Oh shit! The guy she's talking to, he is a massive porn actor.
What?
Fuck off, really?
Hardcore porn.
Oh my God, Stallone must have met him on one of those porn shoots.
No. Stallone did softcore. That guy is like hardcore porn.
How do you guys even know shit like that?
I'm a 70s porn aficionado. Like, I do not miss a face because I don't look at the actor's dick.
Oh, crazy!
You watch porn, but you look at the faces. All right, got it.
Yeah, I know every porn actor by the shape and girth of his penis.
I know a couple of porn actors. One of them is that guy. I don't.
They say here it's Jamie Gillis.
Jamie Gillis. Thank you. I know more than 2 porn guys, but it's old school. There's Harry Reams.
Oh my God, yeah.
There's Jamie Gillis.
The opening.
There's
the opening of
the guy with
Misty
the mustache.
Beethoven. Hold on, dude. Hold on. I'm giving you some names. He
All right,
was
thank
in
you.
the opening of Misty Beethoven. He was in the Ecstasy Girls and 10 Little Maidens. and Roommates, all porn films.
I never, ever, ever, I never knew the names of the porn films ever. It's like, oh, look, it's a porn tape. Put it on. I didn't care what the name was.
Good God. I remember when, what's his name? The guy looks like Mario from Mario Kart.
Yeah, that guy.
He
Jewish,
like
by the
tried
way.
to go. He went legit and was in a few films, including The Chase with not Chevy Chase, with what's his name? Charlie Sheen, and what's the pretty little blonde actress in that? I forget. Yeah, he did some masseuses. Back on the Prowl 1 and 2 and 3. He was all 3 movies. These are all porns.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They can't even show the images from these films. The thumbnails. There are no thumbnails for most of these films.
Yeah.
Because you know that they're fucking dirty.
I watch for great dialogue. Correct, Tom. Thank you.
Oh my God. We have lost the chat. Everybody talking about porn now.
Success! I did it again.
Captain Derail.
Yes. Captain Derail comes in again, doesn't watch the movie we're talking about, goes off on tangents, and throws a monkey wrench in the whole kittle caboose. Anyway, everybody's now looking at porn. I'm not even like.
No, I'm looking at that film with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, sure.
I am curious about that girl because I forgot her fucking name.
You're curious or bi-curious?
I have never been bi-curious. Tri-curious, but not bi. Let's see. Oh, that's it. Okay. Christy Swanson played the girl in that film. It's a good film. Henry Rollins is in it. Flea is in it. Anthony Kiedis is in it. Harry Elwes is in it. Ray Weiss I love that guy as an actor. It's so sorry he died. What a great Marshall Bell is in the movie. And you see all these great names, and then all of a sudden you get that fucking porn guy in there. Where's it at? Oh, I fucking already did this. I fucking hate Google right now.
And by the way, let me remind you, remember I think I was here when you talked about the Predator or Predator. I told you Billy is also a porn actor, but he had a much worse reputation than Jamie Gillis. I think Jamie Gillis was known as like girls wanted to work with him because he was the least creepy. I'm pretty sure. I may be wrong, of course. But nobody wanted to work with the actor playing Billy. I don't remember his name because he was
show him on Google. This is why Google's garbage.
What, Jamie Gillis?
No, for the movie The Chase, the porn actor that was in it, the Mario-looking guy with the big mustache.
That might be because it's Google and it's porn, and they don't agree.
No. It's fine.
Terrible.
I'll find it for you.
Google is pretty anal about that, I think.
Speaking of anal,
that was aggressively intended.
It depends on the settings on which you have on the.
I have no guard on. No guard.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. You mean the childproofing? I wouldn't even know how to put that.
Yes, you can.
I wouldn't even know how to do that if I had
Ron Jeremy. Finally, there it is. Ron Jeremy.
I got it. The moment you said it, I found it. It's on IMDb.
It is, but you have to go to the second page. It's not on the first page.
Yeah.
So Ron Jeremy, who is also in another favorite film of mine, the Irish one where they're vigilantes in Boston.
Like I said, he's Jewish.
He plays Italian in this movie, the one I'm talking about.
He looks Italian, but he's Jewish.
Boondock Saints is the other film because he plays
Boondock Saints.
Yeah, he's
I don't remember
the
him in
Loan
Boondock
Sharks. Yeah, he's the Loan Sharks officer, the capo that works for him.
I need to rewatch Boondock Saints.
I fucking love that movie. It shocked Animo with the cat scene.
Oh, I had a warning though. He spoiled that, thankfully. So, and it was
It's
clear
one of
to me,
no cats were harmed in the making of this film.
It's one of those.
Scene, though.
It's one of those movies where I know I've seen it. I know it's good. I don't remember anything about it, and I know a lot of people love that movie. I have a good friend from the Netherlands who absolutely adores that movie, and he was like,
it's a great movie. I fucking
a
love
regular.
it.
He was a regular when we started the show, our show, because he wanted to support. Now that like he got us started, he's like, okay, I don't need to watch. One of his favorite movies of all time is Boondock Saints, and he kept asking us to do a show about it, but we never could find a good theme for it.
Hey, we have Tim here.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
We also have deleted scenes in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Join us more often, dude. We love having you on.
Here we go. I'm going to get to work. Switched over.
Is that Premiere Pro?
No, it's Photoshop.
Oh,
I do have the Premiere,
same. They have the same menu system.
Well, they're Adobe.
Yeah,
because Adobe Illustrator also does the same thing.
So switching over to the drawing portion of the game.
I'm supposed to be. I forgot to do it the last show, so I got too engaged with you. I get so engrossed with our conversations, I forget to do things.
Well, chuck it up to my fault, I guess.
No, it's you're engaging.
No, we also needed you to be talking with us because when it's just Martina and me, who's going to be entertained by that? Seriously, we can't carry a show.
I love to be here. I just feel like I need to watch so many movies. You cover none of them. I have a
like. What kind of movies do you want me to cover? Because you can always suggest stuff, man.
I can, but no, nah.
I don't think that would work though if we covered the same shows on our channels.
No. I don't mean. I look. I need to do 3, and I put myself to a task. I need to do 3 reviews each and every single week. Not necessarily the same week I'm doing a show, I'm covering the same movie and doing a review. It's just easier. But most times I just push it to like a week and a half later. It really doesn't matter in terms of how YouTube pushes stuff. But I have a ever-changing list of what's coming next, what's after that. And I keep changing my mind all the time. So like a woman.
You're kind of fickle.
Yeah, like a woman. No,
Fuck you, Mush.
I'm joking.
You're choking.
No, like a man who is not set in his ways. If I had like a long list and it's set, I wouldn't be flexible in putting in some like newer movies in there, as in movies I've watched like the Minecraft movie with my son because he really wanted to watch that movie.
Right.
And I cannot sit down and write a review for it. It's not as bad as our sphere says it is, because we are not the target audience. It has a very specific target audience for that movie, and it hit the nail on the head, like really nicely. But other than that crowd, there is no appeal. The thing about it is, and I'll let you talk in a bit. Deleted scenes. The thing about it is that age gap or that age bracket. What they do is either they coast their parents to go with their friends, so they go with big groups of friends and they run amok in the theater, or they take one parent or two parents. So the one kid wants to see it, and then suddenly you've got 3 tickets, or at the lowest point, you got 2 tickets where one of the tickets is a person that will not ever get the movie, won't enjoy it, but he goes with the kid just so they don't send them by themselves. That's how I see it.
Hi, Steven. Nice avatar.
Hey,
Steven.
Steven.
That's your cue, Steven.
Yeah, it's
yes.
okay.
Hello. How's everybody
I
doing?
watched the film too, by the way, and I was okay with it. It wasn't great. It had some woke shit in it that I thought was kind of stupid.
Yeah, the black chick was a little bit too tokenized woke stuff.
Token character, absolutely, and that's exactly what I'm talking about.
It's a bit of a shame because they could either not have her on or not transport her to the Minecraft place, but then she would be like a sore thumb in the real world. They could have done that whole guy that goes off with Stifler's mom to do with the black chick rather than Stifler's mom, and it would kind of be the same, and she would still be in the movie.
Yeah.
But letting her go to that other world and be like half mentoring the young sister didn't quite hit for me. Let's just say that.
Hold on for a
No,
moment.
I wholly
Steven,
agree. I wholly
can
agree.
you mute when you're not talking because you have an echo?
What do you have to say anyway, Steven?
Oh, hey. Am I echoing? I don't. Let me see.
No,
I
you're
don't
not
hear
echoing.
Not right now.
When you are not muted and other people are talking, we have a slight echo coming from your end.
Okay, hold on.
No big deal. Let's go. So what were you going to say, Steven?
Oh, well, about Nighthawks or about Minecraft?
Yeah, this film. I'm assuming that's why you jumped in.
I did have a question earlier. You said that Stallone directed the scene in the subway.
Yes.
The scene at the beginning with the mugger, or the chase scene later?
The chase scene, where the big confrontation with Wolfgar happens.
Okay. Good scene.
All right.
So anyway, porn.
Back to that again, huh?
No.
Yeah, Comic Relief Crusader pointed it out in chat. We're discussing porn now on PCM. Like,
No.
No. We like being
like I said,
monetized, you know?
I don't really check the title or what's it all about. I'm there for
What's it all about?
A little bit of titillation, and I'm good. Doesn't take much for me.
Secretary's Day 2. What?
What?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I don't know what that was.
I got something in my throat. Yeah, now Nigel, I fucking love this guy. Now, a lot of people don't know that this is the actor who, of course, voiced the Emperor in Empire Strikes Back in 1980. And then was forever removed after Lucas decided to have what's his name that played the Emperor?
Yeah, McDonald.
Fuck
Ian McDermott.
Lucas. I'm sorry. I have a lot of gripes with.
No, I've never liked that either. He made those changes. It's like I would have said okay if he allowed the other films to still exist. That this is just a special edition. But fuck that noise.
Yeah, I told you, like, to me, Star Wars as it was died in 1997 when they renewed the thing, remastered the thing, which in hindsight they said the film was degraded, which was a huge crock of shit.
Oh, of course it was bullshit.
Oh, I was so when I discovered
someone just recently in the last year found an intact 16 millimeter print of the 77 film.
No, it was in the Library of Congress. It was already in the Library of Congress. Just because it's
no, I'm just saying. Just
phenomenon.
Recently, somebody just found a 16 millimeter print of it. So there are copies out there, and he was full of shit. But yeah, the Library of Congress has one.
Anyway, to me, I don't mind if you remaster a thing, but he made so many changes that were unnecessary. Unnecessary. And to me, I used to love Return of the Jedi. I loved it more than Empire. I know. To me, when he took out the Yuvnuv at the end, it just
the song.
It's a different movie. It's a different movie for me. If you don't have it at the end, you're like, no,
dude,
absolutely not,
dude. Only Yuvnuv. What about Laptinek at the Jabba's palace? The original.
All of it.
Much better.
All of it. They ruined Jabba's palace for me too, with the stupid fucking CGI stupidity. They had the puppet. They had it. Why did they change that song? I'm so mad. I'm so mad. And I never, ever got into the prequel trilogy. I watched it in the theater. I watched everything. Phantom Menace has one good scene in it, and it was the sword fight at the very end, which was
the single best lightsaber fight ever.
Which was it kind of is, but if you remember, that whole scene is broken up into 3 parts because it has the lightsaber scene, and then it jumps to
the whole
Anakin,
shit at Naboo, right?
Yeah. Anakin, and then it jumps back, and then Anakin again, and then it jumps back to the finale. It's just, no.
Yeah, that bothers me.
I'm not sure you're really expressing yourself.
Express yourself.
What, Martin?
That jumping scenes in to different battles, that shit has been bothering me since Return of the Jedi. Between the space battle and the Ewoks battle, I think every time one of those jumps happens, it stops the flow of each scene. I don't never like that.
Well, that's what happens when you allow a pack of hamsters to edit a movie.
or George Lucas. Pack of hamsters or George Lucas.
And Spielberg got involved in that shit too when he took the guns out of the federal agents' hands and put walkie-talkies in the re-release of E.T. and then he undid it because he realized, I fucked up when I did that. South Park went after him on that shit by showing Lucas and Spielberg raping Indiana Jones on screen. That blew my fucking mind, man.
No. What it gave us with Jar Jar Binks is the whole Jar Jar is a Sith Lord for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Kill that bitch. kill it now. I hate that theory so much. Oh,
they're not happy with that.
Well, imagine if that theory was true, and then in a second you hear the new voice of Jar Jar Binks, and it's Mark Strong. Yes, I've been playing you all the time.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that that's Mark Strong's voice. As
Misa wanna kill myself.
Oh wait, no, that wasn't Mark Strong. Who did? What was Mark? Why are you bringing up Mark Strong?
Because we're talking about everything but the movie we should be talking about.
Yeah.
It's the only reason
I'm just following you guys. I'm just following you.
Same.
This is
I don't know. I don't
this
know
is
what
the part
you're
where
complaining about.
He's kind of rubbing Nigel Davenport the wrong way because he's like, you got to sit here watching slides. We should be out there on the street. He goes, yes, but you have to understand your enemy. And the only way is to let us teach you this. And this is the sort of shit you do in the military where people start falling asleep and getting in trouble for it.
Yeah, if this was in real life, the class would be asleep. This is the most boring police class that you can imagine. They're all annoyed that they have to be there.
Yeah, but it's a different kind of policing. Because it's a different, completely different situation.
And then he pisses off Stallone by saying, if you have to take a shot, do it. And if there's casualties, that's it. And Stallone is so not happy with that dead hostages. I'm not going to do that. And that's why he doesn't take the shot at the scene where they chase the guy in the train. Where he has the woman hostage. He could have taken the shot. But...
So it's just like Cobra.
But he learns it the hard way.
Well, yeah, his partner gets injured.
That's the moment.
Yeah, it's because of his inaction, his partner almost gets killed, and other people do die because of him.
Yeah.
And that's a lesson he should have taken from the boring classes. Don't hesitate. Hesitation kills.
And they told him, but he knew better. He knew more better than the boss.
He's young and he thinks he's invincible.
No,
I'm dumb
I don't
and full
think
of
he's
cum.
invincible.
The way he goes after that guy, he's just as insane as Rutger Hauer's character. Not on the same level, but insane.
Yeah, and he makes some mistake. By example, he was too obvious in the disco when they found Wolfgar.
Well, he just called his name. Of course, the guy would freak out.
Oh, besides, but at that point, that he had given away his presence. He had given away that he was a cop and everything.
Yeah, that too.
Giving away the booty.
In a loud place full of people, that was reckless.
Don't give away something you can get paid for.
Now, I would have spied him out and then waited for him to leave, and that's when you act, not in the middle of all these people.
I just want to point out that the T-shirt that Billy D is rocking here is awesome. It's the Superman shield broidered. Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
I feel so bad for this girl.
Oh yeah, well he's snooping around. You don't do that.
Like, what's this case in my closet that this guy brought in?
That is
I
so
wonder what it tells
heavy.
me about him. Oh shit, he's a killer.
Taking in a stranger is a stupid thing to do to begin with.
Yeah.
And then he delivers that line, you go to a better place.
You go to the better life. That's what he always says when he kills his co-workers or whatever.
It's just something I like to say to my prey. Like, do you dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Tom,
I like to say to my prey.
I know of people that have taken in the house completely strangers.
Yeah, I do too.
I know of people that have done that. It's not only a movie.
I mean, it's his MO. When he moves to a new city, he finds a female, so he has a place to live. And they always fall for it because apparently he's a good-looking dude. Not to me, but
also the other goofy thing is that when he was over in Europe, he had the beard and everything, right? And he goes to a doctor to have plastic surgery done, but he looks exactly the fucking same. All they did was shave him.
Yeah, right.
Give him different colored hair, and gave him lenses in his eyes, or not, because technically he's blue-eyed in real life.
It's totally unbelievable anyway, because this is just a few days from when the French surgeon gets killed. No one heals that fast from facial surgery. No one. He would have had to go into hiding for weeks.
Oh, you didn't see Face Off then.
Oh, I did, and I hated it. That was so stupid. That movie. Oh my god.
That movie is legitimately great.
It's so bad. It's wonderful. It is.
It's a piece of shit. It's what it is.
It's
I was
Nicolas
so
Cage.
disappointed. Yeah, that's why I watched it. And then I was so disappointed, and the end was like, I want that time of my life back. What the fuck did I just watch?
Nicolas Cage pulls off a Travolta, and a Travolta pulls off a Nicolas
Yeah, because that's what they're
Cage.
doing. They're playing each other.
I know,
It's
and it's
so wonderful.
They are
It
nailing
is
it.
so
They're
goddamn
nailing it.
good.
Yeah. The acting is good. The rest is bullshit. It's disturbingly bad.
Because it's a John Woo movie, so you got slow motions, you got doves, and you got weapons. That's all good. It's beautiful.
And unnecessary acrobatics.
Oh yeah, it's a John Woo movie. It has to be.
I
It has to
fucking
be.
hate John. I hate
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I mean, he fucked up Mission Impossible 2.
Yes.
Same reason.
Big time.
Same reason. He didn't care about the script. He's like, Tom, can you do this? It's like, yes, of course I can. Can you ride a motorcycle and almost kill yourself? No, no problem. We need you to be in the shot because we're doing this in slow-mo, so we can't have a stunt driver. So the stunt driver can just teach you what he does, and you can do it in like 2 weeks, right? No problem. Yeah, no problem.
The only thing in there worthwhile is that close-up of that fucking blade. They had it tethered with wired cable, so he could take it right to his eyeball.
Literally, it's a real blade, and it's really close to his eye. I can't believe
You can see the vibration of the fucking blade, and I'm like, "Fuck off! I wouldn't do that."
That is
Tom Cruise
so
is always
dangerous.
doing stunts that he knows might kill him.
That is so dangerous. I mean, when he climbed on that tower in Dubai, at least he had a harness and safety ropes and all that.
Well, he
stuff.
uses those on a lot of his stuff with planes.
Yeah.
All the plane shots that doesn't look like he has.
Yeah, for sure. But that is like, if you get stabbed in your eye, you may lose that eye. Let alone the fact that, well, you can play in Valkyrie again, but nothing else.
You'll be legit with that eye patch.
And he knows that too. He's going to go out doing a stunt. That's insane.
Well, yeah, because I've always joked that every movie he makes, behind the scenes, he's preparing and planning for his demise in the next film.
Yes.
I don't think he believes he can die.
No.
I think he believes he's immortal.
He believes he can die. The issue with Tom is he does it anyway. It's like Jackie Chan.
It just gets him closer to Xenu.
It's just it's Jackie Chan all over again. But
Yeah.
like Tom forgot, Jackie stopped doing that at a certain point, which
that
is
was in the
after
2000s.
55.
Yeah, when he hit his 50s, he stopped doing all of his own stunts.
Yeah.
He got hurt too often.
Well, he almost died a few times too.
I know,
Jeez.
yeah. Wasn't that
When he fell out of that
from
tree for that
Yugoslavia when
Indiana
he
Jones
broke his
ripoff, he got a hole the size of a silver dollar on the back of his fucking head.
Yeah. Fucked up, man. I think Cruise is just trying to find out if there are limits for him.
And Stallone really does like to do a lot of his own action scenes in these movies. Did somebody pause it? Oh, it's still moving.
No, it's going.
Because he did that one in this one that because he's got a fear of heights, and he did this scene in this film where he's on a cable going up to that fucking sky car. Fucking insane.
Yeah, and he was aware that if anything happened, that he would fall. The water would have killed him. Even if, and that was
it's like people think, it's just falling into water. No, that's like falling onto concrete. Water is not soft.
And two, the water is fucking cold, so the chances of surviving in the water until they can get him, had he survived the fall. Yeah. He knew that he was scared of heights and he still did it, so pretty impressive. Didn't he do that crazy stunt for one of the Rocky movies where he was falling into a tree and it broke his rib or something like that? That was him, right?
Rambo.
That's Rambo, the first one.
Yeah, first blood.
And he didn't completely break a rib, but it was very close.
Wait, you hear him scream
They said it
when
was
he hits a
broken.
branch and that was real.
And what I read, it said it was broken.
I think that's what I read. Like when I did research.
Like I said, I've actually did a little bit of research on it. It's him falling, it's him screaming, and there was an injury, but it wasn't like a full-on broken rib.
Yeah, he didn't do the fall from the cliff.
No.
Right up from above the tree line.
Yeah, he jumped like 3-4 feet. It's still he landed wrong on a branch. And when he screams in the movie, he screams. It really, really hurt. Don't get me wrong. I'm not belittling the stunt.
So it wasn't acting.
He wasn't acting, no.
I like it when they keep it in movies. Like when Cruise broke his ankle jumping on a building. And he insisted on they keep it in because it looked good. That's pretty cool when they do that.
Or Aragorn breaking his toes.
Yes, also.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what's that?
Viggo Mortensen.
Aragorn. Gotcha. Yeah. I was trying to figure out what
in the second movie.
He kicks the helmet.
He kicks a helmet and he breaks his toe.
And he screams in pain, but his character screaming out.
Yeah, he falls to his knees, but he does it in character. He did it in character, and that's what saved it.
Yeah. And once they hit cut, Peter Jackson ran to him and is like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, that's fine, but I think I broke something."
I mean, with
Gary,
broken toes, you can't do much
here.
more than tape them. So,
what's the question?
And he kept going, by the way.
Tom Baker asked, something I don't get. Did you say you had a connection with Greg Morris? He died in 96.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, Gregory Morris. Yeah, I'm friends with his son, Philip.
Philip Morris from the Tobacco?
No, Philip Morris, the actor. He's the guy who plays the lawyer on Seinfeld. If the coffee burned, what's his name? Kramer.
Oh, Jackie.
I don't know how you make it. I don't know how you make it, man.
How make it what?
No, how you do it? He always fall for your jokes. Gary falls for your jokes.
He didn't fall for my joke. He sidestepped them.
Yeah, that's what I do. If I see there's a joke there and I don't either get the joke or I didn't find it funny, I just keep going. Like it didn't happen. Like nothing ever happened.
Jackie Childs. That's the name of the character.
That's what he played, yeah.
Jackie Childs. Crazy.
And he played Dr. Silas on Doom Patrol. And he was the Green Martian Manhunter on Smallville. He's a very good actor. I like him. He also played Gregory Morris's son on the return to Mission Impossible in the 80s, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
and he's actually the real life son of Gregory Morris. Yeah, we've had him on the show a couple times. He's a really nice guy. I fucked with him when I first met him. Philip Morris, Gregory Morris' son, the guy we're talking about.
That sounded very gay. See how he does it, Martin? He's like shimmies past it like Diddy with baby oil. I love both of them in that role. They always played like the smart, techie kind of a guy. They have that like good jaw on their face, both him and his father.
Yeah.
So it
his
looks
dad was such a good actor,
stoic and stern, and it kind of fit with the guy who's like, I'll get it done kind of a guy. And then of course they got Ving Rhames to be the tech guy in Mission Impossible. Kind of fits with that role of, okay, I'll do I'll be the hacker, I'll be the gadget guy, I'll be that.
What was his
guy.
name in it? Silas the something. Silas. Oh, what was his nickname in that movie?
What, in Mission
I want to
Impossible?
go back and watch the original Mission Impossible, because even though I didn't like that they made the bad guy Jim Phelps from the series, I really fucking hated that. I still like the movie.
I'll be right back.
Ready?
Yeah, you're not the only one. There's two camps about that. Well, three. The one who likes it because it's a great twist. The camp that hates it, and the camp that says, okay, whatever, I don't care.
It pissed me off, but I'm like, I still like the film.
Have we watched that? I keep forgetting which Mission Impossible movies we have watched.
Oh, we have. A kid.
Keith! You sound muffled.
Are you on the right microphone?
I have a microphone for when I'm out and about.
Wow, that sounds bad.
I know.
It's totally a bad.
It's a bad. But I just wanted to come in and say hello to everybody, and hope you guys had a great time with the movie today, because I enjoyed this film.
Yeah, Nighthawks is a great flick, dude.
But like I said, I just wanted to pop in because the boy's sleeping right now, so I wanted to take a moment out to pop in and say hi.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, guys, I hope to join you guys later on, and to everyone else out there, hello and goodbye.
Adios.
And that was Keith.
That was a Keith. Hey, Pasquale.
They want you to show me Cruising from 1980. Is that another attack on me, or is that actually good?
No, that's a Stallone movie.
No, it's a gay film.
Oh my god.
Okay.
It's it almost derailed what's his name that played Serpico, Al Pacino's career.
Why?
He plays a cop that there's somebody killing gay men in this the gay scene in this city, and so he goes undercover and starts cruising the bars trying to find this killer.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good film, but it's I don't know. I don't think it was well directed.
You have Karen Allen there, and Ed O'Neill, and James Remar. Good cast.
And why exactly do you guys want him to watch this with me?
Oh, I'm not going to. I've seen the movie. I'm not going to watch it again. I don't think it was that good of a film.
Okay, then I won't waste time on it.
Because you didn't pick a Bond movie.
Again.
Let's not, please. Let's not go there again.
Until she says Goldfinger.
I don't even feel fit to talk about Bond movies since I've seen most of them only one time, and that was 20 years ago.
By the way, I'm sorry, I'm not turning on my camera. I'm hungry.
Yeah, it sounded like you're eating,
hungry.
So yeah, I get it.
Midnight munchies.
I'll show you what I'm eating.
Sounds like bread of some sort or something with bread.
What is?
What's that?
It's a mushroom.
Mushroom.
Oh,
Taki or
No, button.
I've shocked people when I was living in Croatia by eating raw mushrooms. You're supposed to cook them, and yeah, you're not. You can eat them raw. It's fine.
Yeah.
What's the problem with eating mushrooms raw?
I don't know. It's something firmly set in Croatian people's minds that this is a vegetable like aubergines that you cannot eat raw.
Yeah.
They have weird beliefs when it comes to food.
I mean, if the mushroom itself is good, then we can eat any mushrooms raw.
I wouldn't go for any mushrooms, but buttons are completely fine to be eaten raw. I like putting them in salad.
It's basically a little bit of cell tissue and water. That's why I'm eating it, because I'm not supposed to eat at 12:15 at night. I'm an old man. If I eat something now, I'll get like acid reflux, and it's going to be a bad night.
Gary has that too.
I mean, it's much better once I drop 10 kilos, but I don't want to risk it. And if I drink any more, then I have the other issue. I'll have to get up.
Yeah, Gambit.
In the middle of the night, even though it already is a middle of the night.
Steven still here?
Hmm?
Is Steven still here?
He's here. He's not talking.
Oh, okay. I just was curious. I'm looking at what I'm doing.
No. Keith popped in and back out, and his audio was messed up.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah. I hope he can join on Friday. I'd love to have him there. I always love to hang out with Keith. He's a great guy.
He has to stop hooking up like via the phone.
He does that a lot.
On the bottom of the pool.
No, it's like if I would have put you on.
He doesn't know what you're talking about, Enema. You have to give him a source of reference.
I know he sounds like he's at the bottom of the sea, but it's probably he's using his phone to talk.
It is.
And
from the bottom of the sea.
No.
From the bottom of the sea.
Cell phone microphones do not work well with StreamYards.
I didn't have a problem when I joined from when I was at the Christmas market. I joined a show for a bit. At least nobody told me I sounded horrible. And also, when Gary calls me on Messenger, while I would love to take these calls on my laptop because it's more comfortable than holding my phone, I cannot find a way to put it on the right microphone. So I use the phone and it's fine. I don't know. Maybe StreamYard fucked with him.
I don't know. I know that like when I was in the States, somebody asked me if I want to jump into their show because they were doing like a 24-hour show and they didn't have anybody to cover the first couple of hours, as in just be as a guest for the first couple of hours. So I said, okay, that's fine. And I had only because I didn't have my setup in the States, just my wife's laptop. So I turned it on, got in, and I said, "Is the mic okay?" He's like, "Yeah, perfect." Are you sure? And then, of course, being the anal retentive when it comes to audio, I've actually gone back in and watched my portion of the show, like a couple of minutes. It sounded fine. It's not this microphone, but was good enough. So,
hey Gary, here's the scene that
here's the scene.
You so much.
Like all of a sudden they became chummy with each other for this scene.
Yeah,
it's right when it happens, I said to Anima, I said, "Uh-oh, they're buddies now. That means he's got to die."
Yeah, right. That's the golden rule of film.
It's obviously a scene lacking between Billy D's injury or wound and this one. A conversation in which he says,
they absolutely edited out shit.
And we're missing context now. It doesn't really make sense.
You want to go for some Chinese food? How about Camel's Hump?
And by the way, I think Stallone has everything going that went completely wrong in the 80s when it comes to hairstyle, glasses, and mustaches. He's got the worst styles of them all. I mean, look at the BC glasses he's wearing. Come on. My dad had them too. Completely ruins his first photo with me because he's wearing BC glasses.
I taught her what BC glasses are.
Birth control. Because, yeah.
That's what we called them in the Army. If you got issued military issue glasses, you ain't getting laid.
No. I mean, you could always pull a Clark Kent and just take them off and look hot again, but...
I told you, John and I figured out the rules. So we were able to wear our civilian glasses. I had my
sunglasses.
Little oval. Yeah, I had my little oval glasses, and he had the Cool Modi glasses.
Billy D. Williams took one in the chin. What the hell?
What?
He's got a band-aid right here.
He took one in the jaw.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, in the chase scene where he doesn't take the shot. And the guy runs by his black partner and cuts his...
That is face,
yeah.
Oh.
Thank you. Oh, I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, there's an artery that comes out of the jaw.
Yeah,
the foramen. Right. You can't see it. Hold on. Let me make me large for a second.
What did you say? The ignoramus?
Oh, God damn it. Never mind. I can't show you.
Don't worry about it.
There's a hole right below where your first molar is. And in your jaw. On both sides of your jaw where the blood vessels come out. Arterial blood vessels.
That's why the Glasgow smile is deadly.
Not necessarily.
Well, not necessarily, but in the in most number of cases, you die by exsanguination.
Speaking of exsanguination, Spinell, who's in this movie, he plays the captain in this film.
Here you go. There he is.
He had a horrible death in real life in 1998.
Drugs, right?
He was born with hemophilia, and he had a glass shower door, and it broke, and he cut himself on it, and he tried to bandage it and lay down on his sofa, and he slowly bled out and died.
And he melted into the sofa.
Didn't he also have addiction problems?
Spinell, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I think Gambit said alcoholism.
No,
but that's not what caused the hemophilia.
I did some reading and I came across something like that. Yeah, it's just probably not a good idea to get intoxicated when you have to be so careful.
What she means is maybe he was too drunk in the shower.
Exactly.
Maybe.
When you have a disease like that, you need to be very careful, and getting drunk is not a good idea.
Well, that's what killed Holden, too, William Holden. He got drunk, hit his head, went to lie down, and fucking died.
That's what killed Whitney. She took too much coke and it numbed her
And she
senses.
drowned in the
She went
bathtub.
to the hot tub and she boiled herself to death. She didn't drown in that hot tub. She was boiled to death.
Didn't her
Holy
daughter die the
shit.
same way?
I don't know. It was on that show, 24 Hours or something. There's a show where they bring in this dude, and he's like this pathologist, and he goes through the real, the real reports. And he's like, yeah, from this report is like, I can see the autopsy report, the like the bodies, the pictures, all of that. And I'm telling you, it's not this, it's the other thing. And he's like,
Michael Bodden. Yeah, they bring him in whenever they can't find Bo Dietl.
Yeah.
Bo Dietl. I know him.
He's the one that said Epstein could not have killed himself because the ligature marks did not fit with how you strangle yourself. And nobody listened.
And yet, nobody did any investigations.
Nope.
They're all fucking complicit.
Man, he's the fall guy. He's the guy they sent in to do the dirty work and have all the dirt on all those people. And he's got disposed of because he was too hot. I don't know if he went on his own or I don't know. It was time to cut him loose. Him and his minion. Anyway, so Nighthawks. Oh my God. Did you notice
so cool
that
in
the
the helicopter.
ATAC is actually spelling attack?
Yeah.
I was wondering what that stands for, but Gary didn't know either.
It's some sort of imaginary fantasy organization.
Maybe anti-terrorism, anti-crime? Something like that. Would be weird though, because that's what police means. Anyway, that's what they have on the ads, so.
So anyway, Day of the Jackal, but with Stallone. That's what this is.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
This could have ended so easily with a good pair of snipers.
Yeah.
It would also have ended way earlier with a good person.
Well, it should have ended in the subway.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had the shot. He was just afraid to take it.
He hesitated.
All right, guys, I'm going to go to bed.
Good
I'm
night.
fading out. I'm fading out real quick in the last 10 minutes.
All right, buddy, you get some rest. We'll see you
All
later.
right. I'm going to not celebrate tonight, but I will celebrate tomorrow because tomorrow it's technically Independence Day. But of course, everybody's doing the fireworks. Well, not really fireworks because they don't want, because of the war and stuff, they don't want to cause any more havoc. But so tomorrow we've got like a day off from work, and everybody, it's traditional that you go out and you do like a barbecue, but not American style barbecue, more like our style barbecue. It's kind of,
a lot of guilt,
less hamburgers, more
guilt,
meat on a stick. Usually,
More
it
guilt.
usually revolves a lot of meat on the stick.
That's funny because we have a holiday
a lot of
here
women
too tomorrow.
asking, "Have you had a bowel movement lately?"
Oh my God. It's the Austrian Labor Day tomorrow, so my birthday comes with a holiday attached to it, which is very handy. Or used to be.
Just so you know, Mev.
Yeah.
One of my old buddies, Robbie Gitlin, good Jewish kid. I used to hang out with him and his family and go to their dinners where the whole family would show up. And I always thought that was bullshit. No, all the Jewish women, the older women, were always asking the young men, "Have you had the good bowel movement? Make sure you have a good one. You're not healthy unless you have a good bowel movement."
Yeah, you're talking about like New York Jews,
Very
which
New
everybody
York.
imitate the New York Jews.
That's what they
But-
all were. They were all from New York.
Let me tell you, half the Jews here are definitely not New York Jews. They're more like Arab Palestinians who
Right.
are essentially Jewish. They kind of
although you and I talked about this before, that
Yeah.
there are more Jews in New York than there are in Israel.
No, there are more Jews outside of Israel than there are in Israel. That's for sure. I'm not sure. We've got 7.5 million Jews. I don't think New York has 7.5 million Jews. There's 13, 14 around the world.
Released by, I think it was the JDL that
The
posted
JDL are a bunch of hacks. Do you listen to the BLM? No, don't listen to the JDL. Fuck those people, man. Self-centered assholes.
How do you really feel?
Don't listen to 3-letter agencies, right? Even if they're private. Just don't.
Like the CIA.
Whoa. We are PCM.
Yeah,
oh,
right?
Oh, shit.
And on that note, we'll give you the devilish goodbye.
Yeah, killing our channel
right,
and then fucking off.
Do me a favor. Fuck off and go do something cool.
See you around. Good night. He is fun to have on.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is.
Even if they derail like crazy, him and Gary.
Bare lives matter.
Absolutely.
See how we're doing on this poll. 69% of people liked it, and 8% didn't, and 23% said, it was okay. I guess, should I end the poll?
I guess you can end it. It's been up for a while.
All right, there we go.
Oh, God, Tim.
Gary said 69.
Back in the summer of 69.
69 is going to be his age in a handful of years, so.
It's true.
And I suppose all
and I forgot, what movie are we doing for my birthday?
I don't think you've picked one yet.
No, you haven't. As I was saying, for all in the chat that are nerds, I suppose you recognize the terrorist female. She's Lieutenant Ailea in the first Star Trek movie.
Versus Kambata.
Only she has hair now.
Yeah, she wept when they cut her hair.
Couldn't they do the fake bald head back then?
They didn't.
That's a tough thing to go through as a female.
$29 and holding.
That's right.
Warriors
Yeah,
of the
that's
Lost
Keith's
World.
favorite
I haven't
song.
seen that.
Back in the summer of 69. Keith loves that song. Deny it, Keith. I dare you.
It's a nice song. I like that too.
Yeah, but you know how old he was in 1969, the singer? He's like 7. Brian, what is his name? Canadian singer, Brian, whatever it was.
Brian Adams.
Yeah, Brian Adams. I like a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with it. Not a fan.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan. It's just I enjoy some of his songs. At least I know who he is. Often I like music and have no idea who sings it or plays it. That's a bit embarrassing.
Oh, Gambit, that was 98. Gary, do you remember what she died of?
Who?
Percy's Gambata.
I do believe it's lung cancer.
Oh.
Damn, that's an ugly death.
I'm doing artwork right now, but I could look in a second.
No. You keep doing your thing.
What are you, $6 million man? No. No.
I wish I had $6 million.
Back in the summer of '60s, I had in the back of my '69. All right. He had a heart attack. I apologize. First come out of James Bond film. Passive. Let's see. Now, a year before her death, she wrote and published a coffee table book titled Pride of India, which featured former Miss Indias. It was dedicated to Mother Teresa, and part of the royalties went to the missionaries and the charity. She died of a heart attack on August 18th, 1998 at the age. I do know one thing. She was a chain smoker.
Yeah, that's
and
what
I mean of cigarettes. And I'm certain that led to her death.
Yeah, because chain smoking doesn't just damage the lungs. That damages everything.
There will be conspiracy, says Tim. That she wasn't the Will Be Conspiracy. I don't know that movie. Hey, we have Sander Hammerslag.
Hi, Sander. Why do you say that in a Sean Connery voice?
It sounds good with his name.
It does. It's just weird. I can totally get why people have a problem with this movie. It is two men playing tag, more or less. But I like the way they, I like how they get into each other's heads. Like the moment when Sly says, "Hey, I'm beginning to think like that dude. I know what to do." That's funny. And knowing that they didn't get along at all makes it even more. I don't know. The hatred between them is real. I like that.
Yeah, how much of that was on purpose, though, I wonder?
Well, like I said, Stallone intentionally fucked with him on the set.
But they had problems before that, and I think it was because Stallone was so bossy and Rutger Hauer just wasn't cool with that. He just wanted to control everything. And that's not easy to work with. He was still glad he did that movie and stuck with it, because he had people die in his family, so he had to go back and forth between the Netherlands, where he comes from, and the movie set. But he stuck to it and didn't drop out. And he was glad he did, because it put him on the map for Hollywood.
Yeah.
That started his career. So in the end, it was worth it. And I mean, Stallone said in an interview, like decades later, that he was sorry for being such a bossy asshole, basically. Not his words, but
he said if he could go back in time, he would punch himself in the face.
That's right. Because it must have been insufferable to work with him. So he learned from his mistakes, but maybe people didn't tell him, dude, step back a little bit. I don't know. I mean, the director of this movie, the official director, he had one movie under his belt. One. So,
well, like I said, he was brought in for one reason and one reason only.
I know.
Stallone could control him.
So he probably thought, what a great opportunity, but he just needed to be a puppet for them to have an official director there.
Where have I heard that before? Seems like there was a movie called Return of the Jedi that had a director like that, so George Lucas could backseat direct the film.
I'm sure it happens.
Ethan, I did a whole show on that. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I was talking. What was that?
I'm sure it happens quite a bit. There's a back and forth as to who exactly directed Tombstone.
Well, that's always popped into my mind.
You know,
but Michael Biehn went on to what's his name show, Lex Luthor from Smallville, his radio show, Rosenbaum. Inside You with Michael Rosenbaum. And he said, no, he did not direct the film. He says, and he has tried to get this out there that, no, I didn't direct the film. But what he did is he was a power person within that film that pushed it one way or another. And a lot of the actors relied on him because none of them liked Casamatos. They thought he was an asshole. Michael Biehn is who I'm talking about. Michael Biehn said that
I don't think they spoke, right?
He said one thing to him the whole time. When Casamatos came over to say hi to him, he says, "Don't ever fucking talk to me."
Damn.
That's the only thing Michael Biehn ever said at making that film to Casamatos. He says, "Don't ever fucking talk to me." So, and that's from Michael Biehn himself. And he's got his own podcast now, guys.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that. Michael Biehn has his own fucking podcast. And he just talks about fucking making movies and some of the shit he's done. And I fucking love it.
Hey, Gary, 11 Alpha says, is Gary aware that Rutger Hauer trained as a combat medic?
I don't know about that. I know that William Sanderson from Blade Runner, was a combat medic in Vietnam because I'm friends with him. I was also friends with Rutger, and that never came up in conversation. So if you know something I don't know, that's cool. And then that would make 2 combat medics that worked on Blade Runner.
Hey, Read by Nature.
Hi, Reed.
Hello.
11 Alpha. I don't know if you ever heard me talk about meeting Rutger the first time over a telephone. It was one of the funniest experiences of my life because he'd be talking to me and he's such a soft-spoken person. He would go, well, you know that we would do this. And then he would go, and then we would go over to, and I'm sitting there going, did Rutger Hauer just burp in my ear? And then a few minutes later, he did it again. And he did it like 3 times. Ew. And after the 3rd time he burped in my ear, I had this image of him sitting there in a fucking settee, you know, with his hand down his boxer shorts wearing a tank top. That was the image in my head. And I just found that so fucking funny. But despite that, I think he's one of the most genuine people I've ever met. And he was an absolute sweetheart. He did so much for Blade Zone, the Blade Runner fan club. And even, in fact, not too far from his death, he did a what do we call that? An Inception celebration for Roy Batty on his birthday. On Roy Batty, the character's birthday, he made a video for us, and it was really nice. I was broken when he died.
Okay, read this one. That Alpha.
Hold on. Yeah, I just looked that up. He was in the Royal Netherlands Army, and he was a combat medic. There you go.
That's so fucking awesome.
But left.
So again, that means because William Sanderson, Bill, he was a combat medic in the U.S. Army in Vietnam. So that, like I said, that means there were at least two combat medics in the movie. That's fucking awesome.
And before he joined the army, he joined the Dutch Merchant Navy. But when he found out he couldn't become a captain because he was colorblind, he dropped out. Went to acting school, dropped out of that, and went to join the army.
Really fucking cool.
He did a lot, yeah.
I knew there was a reason I really liked him.
Yeah. He was one of those guys I always thought was going to outlive me.
Yeah, he's so healthy. He was health conscious, you know, and it was a big shocker when we got the word that he had passed away. And Brian James was another one that died and he was a Vietnam vet too. And I ended up being the one that had to release it to the world when he died because I was friends with the family. God.
I mean, he was 75. That's a
Rutger didn't act it. That guy should have lived in his fucking 90s.
Well, it would have been nice.
I mean, Bill Shatner's doing it. Come on.
Bill Shatner is something else, I'm telling you.
He makes me giggle so fucking much.
He's awesome. Oh, hi, Zach.
Zach's here? How you doing, buddy?
He's just
God
landing.
bless you, dude. I fucking love you, dude.
I guess I have to do this.
Mom. He was running from something, sir. And then he crashed into a DUI checkpoint, committed 10 felonies, and not to mention FUing a room full of cops.
You FU me all the time.
Fuck you, Kyle!
Oh, I'm sorry. I picked the wrong one. I was meaning this one.
The fuck up, Kyle!
Oh, I love them both.
I want to watch that movie again this weekend. Yeah, it's that movie. It's the only time Awkwafina hasn't irritated me. I thought she was so good in that. She was funny in it, and I don't think she's funny.
Casting is everything, man.
And that is Amelia.
Yeah. Nobody cares what you think, Amelia. Keep that shit to yourself.
It's Amelia, not Emilia. Get it right when you insult her, will you?
I will say it how I fucking say it.
It's two different names, dude.
Amelia Perez.
Oh, God, no.
She is named after Amelia Earhart, so there you go.
Lost at Sea.
Or that's what we think.
Hey, we have Penny.
Hi, Penny.
Hi, Penny.
Are you on vacation?
Oh, that was... Oh, look at that. Amelia said hi, Penny. What? What? We don't know what you're saying, honey.
I will speak to her in her native tongue.
Meow. Meow, meow. Yeah, she can't hear you because I'm wearing my headset.
Okay.
But we had a little Gary said once we're there, he's just going to talk back to her and she might be really startled. I'm like, yeah, she's going to yell back at him. Where did you learn to speak?
I'm going to imitate her.
Sense.
I'm going to imitate every sound she makes right back at her.
I'm looking forward to that. The funny thing is when she keeps me on because she wants her food and I'm ignoring her and then she starts hissing at me. That's when I know she's really annoyed.
So Gambit, what you're saying is this is another movie where we need to demand a director's cut or an unrated version.
Well, I think
No. Just remake it with Pedro Pascal.
No, fuck no.
For fuck's sake.
What's wrong with you? No, I mean, in some scenes we miss context because they cut out stuff, and I don't know.
Well, there was going to be a kind of quasi remake of it. Stallone was going to produce a mini series for Netflix.
A series, yeah.
Yeah, it was a mini series, and
there was never much more than talking about it.
Well, the sad thing is it happened right at the onset of the coup. It was 2021.
Okay. Do you think that's what put a stop to it? They could have.
Oh hell yeah! Because it just died. Everything stopped. Everything died. that was being produced at that time. It ended series, killed series, killed movies. Yes. Absolutely, that's what killed it.
Hear me out. Pedro Pascal as Da Silva, and then you put Zendaya as Fox.
That's it.
I would much rather have Pedro Pascal as his hair.
Or the fucking mustache.
I wish somebody would hold him down and shave that fucking thing off.
Yeah.
God, it looks so fucking weird on him. I hate that when somebody thinks that something makes them look cool or good. It's like, dude, no, it does not.
Who do you get to play Wolfgar though?
Someone
Timothy
German.
Chalamet?
Yes, Timothy Chalamet. Yes.
Please get somebody who speaks German and at least knows to imitate French so that this works.
Absolutely.
I'm always so happy when they have a character who needs to speak German and the person actually speaks German and understands what they're saying.
I'm going to tell you an actor who I think could pull it off is Michael Fassbender, who speaks fluent German.
Oh, yeah. He would. Yeah. Okay. Game over. I'm with that. I'm down with that.
Now you ruined my shit casting.
Nobody wants your shit casting, Martin. And nobody needs more Pedro Pascal, if you ask me.
God, I fucking hate that guy. He's such a terrible actor.
Well, apparently the second season of The Last of Us needed him because when they killed his character,
I saw that it completely tanked.
I hear nothing but bad reviews, yeah. But they lost us early on in season 1, so don't care about that series.
Oh yeah, I watched one fucking episode and I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
Gary, Thomas wants to know what year was the Rutger burpee called.
Okay, try that again, but in English.
Oh.
I really have no idea what you said.
He wants to know when that phone call happened between you and Rutger Hauer.
Oh, that was back in 2000. And he was going to be a guest at the same place that I was. And we had talked by email. And suddenly he's going to be going to this convention I was going to. At least that was he was in the early talks of going. And he ended up not going. But we had this great conversation on the phone. And we talked a few times over the phone. Always talk by email. And I love, because he's passed away now, I can say his email. His email was fartvilla@aol.com.
What?
Fartvilla. One word. Fartvilla@aol.com. And I would get this fucking email from Fartvilla at AOL. And I'd look at, oh, it's Rutger. But I would laugh. I'm like, Fartvilla, what a name. He was so down to earth, so grounded as a person, just so genuine. There was nothing phony about that guy. And that phone call he had with me, he just burped. He didn't care. He just ate his lunch. So he's burping during our conversation. He wasn't ashamed to fucking do. I just fucking love that guy. And that's why I cried when he died. He was such a sweetheart. And so nice to us at Blade Zone.
Bye, Snorty.
Bye, Snorty. Well,
bye,
Snort too, right?
Don't eat any penguins, only eat seals.
We can wrap this, Gary, right?
Almost. I'm just about done here.
Okay. He did Guinness ads? Rutger Hauer?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Because Reed says they are awesome. I need to go check them out. What is he going for in his breast pocket here? Lighter for the cigarette?
Yes.
Okay.
Got a cigarette in his hand or in his mouth, And
this is the guy that's going for a smoke break, and he gets smoked.
Yep.
Yep.
He gets tapped with the 3-shot burst. Pop, pop, pop. I got 2 in the chest and 1 in the head.
Well, smoking's hazardous to your health, so there you go.
And by the way, both of these are without models. This is just me drawing.
I like that.
This one was a little more difficult. It took me an hour to really get the turning of his body to look just right, and the twisting of his leg. But I like it. I think it works. I'll link that next time. I'm going to reach over and get rid of the blue line on this.
Gambit says he exchanged some conversation with Rutger and he was really nice. That's all I hear about him, that he was such a nice guy.
Oh, Rutger? Who said it?
Gambit.
Gambit.
Yeah. He saw him at the Swedish convention.
Absolutely. And you got a little taste of how nice he is. He's just like that, man. He really is. It was really shocking. I got to be honest with you. Everybody I got to know from the films and become friends with, from people behind. Vicky, who is the second assistant director on the film Blade Runner, close friend of mine. We're chatting all the time. And I got to get her back on the show. When we have her back on, we're going to do Dragnet with Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks. And just like she did when she came on with the Three Amigos, going to give some good behind-the-scenes stuff that happened on the film. She is I just think she's just a genuinely decent human being. I just love talking to her. Let me get this back. There I am.
She's lovely.
She is. She likes you.
We barely met.
You met.
I couldn't be there for the Three Amigos because my mic had decided, my camera had decided to die on a fucking Saturday evening.
Typical excuse.
No, I was devastated that I couldn't be there.
You got the first time I met you was when I had the Blade Runner show and had some of the cast and crew on.
Yeah, it was the first time I was in chat.
I'm like, I'm gonna have to check this girl out. She seems pretty nifty.
You just like my nickname.
Well, I did because I'm a Jungian, and anima confusa means the feminine aspect. The feminine aspect of the masculine mind confused is what that means.
That's what you
in Jungian terms literally means confused soul.
I just said I'm a Jungian.
That's why I picked it.
How else would I fucking know what it means?
Because Latin
of Carl Jung. I don't give a shit about Latin. It's a dead language.
Yet it lives in so many other languages.
Do you wonder why Lori divorced me? She teaches Latin. Lori would get so mad when I would say that to her. Yeah, but it's a dead language.
I had a discussion with a person from America about how unnecessary it is to torture children with Latin. And I said, do you know how many European languages you can easily learn with a basic in Latin? Because that's the roots of said languages.
Spanish, Italian, French, Portuguese.
Not to mention all species names are in Latin.
Exactly, science. But that person was like, no, we have the best education system here in the US, so there's no point arguing with you. And that's when I just dropped it and stepped away.
Yes, Sax, Lady Hawk is awesome, and we did a show about it.
Oh my God, I love that fucking movie. And I was like not afraid a bit. I knew that Anima was going to fall in love with that movie too.
I love movies like that.
And I got to tell you something, Kyle. We have talked about it, about not just doing a movie one time, but maybe doing what we call revisiting a movie and talking about a movie again. Because I fucking love movies, period. but there are some movies I would love to go back and revisit. And speaking of Rutger Hauer, there's a movie with him in it that really kind of surprised me to find out it was based on a true story. Him and Gene Hackman did a film together, and Rutger plays his son-in-law, who ends up being having to go to court to prove his innocence, that he didn't kill the Gene Hackman character in the film. And it's all based on a true story. And that I was like, I want to go back and watch that one again. What is the name of that film? EX something or oh god.
Oh, Eureka?
Eureka, that's it.
Yeah.
Eureka is based on a true story. And I fucking loved that film. I thought it was a bit low budget, but you can't tell by the acting. Because the acting is superb. Gene Hackman is great in it. You get to meet Gene Hackman when he's younger and when he plays the old man. And it's fucking good film, Eureka. David Peoples originally wrote it, but I knew better since I had the master stroke of changing a couple of lines at the last minute. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh,
He's
no.
About talking to Rutger.
Yeah, here's what happened, and this is the lowdown. Rutger did not feel that it was working, and it didn't say what it needed to say. So he took the basic elements of his last page and a half. It was a page and a half originally of dialogue, and he went into his trailer, and he came out. He had basically cut it down, and he added one line. All of it was from the script that David Peoples and Hampton Fancher wrote. Hampton wrote it first. David Peoples wrote the speech. Hampton didn't. And it was too long. Rutger cut it down and then added like Tears and Rain. That was all 100% Rutger Hauer. Yeah, it's a Gene Hackman and Rutger Hauer. If you've never seen the film, Sander, go find a copy. It is such a good little film. It's an indie film. Absolutely love that movie. There's so many little films out there.
We have 11 Alpha here, channeling Hans Gruber.
Yeah, I know. Hey, 11 Alpha.
Education.
Is this how you hold a gun?
I guess some people just are scared by education.
No, I think education is important. I'm very well educated.
No, that was the vibe I got from the person that I got into this weird discussion about.
Well, my dad and I have talked about this with the classes that he and I have taken over the years. My dad and I should have had probably at least a master's degree, but we didn't do all the in-between classes that are necessary to get it. So I just didn't find some classes necessary. I wanted the ones that were going to teach me something. And I could care less about a degree. I wanted to know. That's all I cared about, is knowing something.
My problem at university was so many of the classes were just dry, boring theory. I didn't mind the history aspect because I studied musicology. So the history things, they were fine, but taking apart symphonies and studying structure and just boring and theory, and that's all of it. I like the ones where you actually do something, like transcribe music, shit like that. So
just to let you guys know, if you haven't watched it, I have a video here. Let me go find it. Or Martin, can you find it? The Rutger Hauer video that I made when he died.
Oh.
Just go to our page and then put in the little search engine down below for our page and just put Rutger and it'll pop up. And it is, we've had multiple claims on it because of my music and because there's a hint of Blade Runner's music in the background on it. And people, and I said, I don't care if they claim it. I really don't. That's one I don't care about, because I fucking loved Rutger Hauer, and he was such a nice person to Gary Willoughby, to Gary Carton, and myself over the last 25 years. Just a sweetheart of a man. Always reached out to us if there was something Blade Runner going to go on and he was going to go to, he would let us know.
I have it.
Oh, I have it too. Well,
put it in a private
share it
chat.
Okay.
In a private chat, and then also put it in the public chat, the comments. And this is the Turkish Delight is a weird film, dude. But I've seen it. I made certain to watch everything that Rutger ever did,
I'll put it
including
on the chat.
Hobo with a Shotgun. He approached the character of Roy Batty as a European version of Bruce Lee. His own words. That's why he tried to be acrobatic in the role. Going out the window, all that shit. There you go. Check out Remembering Rutger Hauer, a Friend's Tribute. I love that guy, and the fart thing, I mean the burp thing just fucking killed me. Burping. And then his fucking email is fartvilla. FARTVILLE at AOL.com. That movie is fucking nuts, Gambit. I think one of my last roles for him that I really dug him in was the film about Chuck Barris being a spy. And he played one of the spies that worked with him and actually killed somebody in a car with him. It was just fucking funny. He just choked the guy to death in the car with Chuck Barris's character.
Do you want me to bring the video? From Rutger's video?
That's almost 20 minutes, though.
Oh, no. We don't need to watch it. I'll find a movie because nobody on the channel, you guys don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I've got it.
I'm barely awake anymore.
Well, what's the movie I was talking about? I can't remember.
Oh. The spy one?
Yeah.
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
That's it. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Yeah. I think
and
George
he was
Clooney
so good in that.
Directing that or something?
What's that?
Didn't George Clooney direct that or something, or have
yes.
something to do with it? Or?
Yes, George Clooney was a producer on it, and I do believe he directed it. And I thought it was an outstanding movie. And you look at Blade Runner. I don't think the film would have been what it is without Rutger. I think Rutger made that movie work.
Oh, absolutely.
But I'm going back because I want to see something about that film. What year did that? 2004, wasn't it?
Thereabouts, yeah.
It's a lot. Tempest, Smallville, Dracula, Alias, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. There it is. 2002. As George Clooney was the director. It was written by Chuck Barris and Charlie Kaufman, based on Chuck Barris's book. And Sam Rockwell. God damn, I fucking love that dude so much. I'll watch anything with Sam Rockwell. And I love that he finds a way in so many of his films to do a little dance move. Because he's a good dancer, man. The guy's got some moves. Oh, we are going to do that movie, Gambit.
I love that
Blind
movie. Fury. I love that movie. Yeah.
Oh, yes. He plays the bishop or the cardinal.
Yep.
He's
Sin City. Cardinal. Yeah.
Cardinal in Sin City. Really good role. But, oh, my God. Blind Fury is one of my favorite dirty favorites. You know, one of those things you're... because it's not a great film, but it's great. It's fucking great. I would watch it any day of the week.
Well, it's
Robert Mitchum was one of the actors that they went for to play Deckard. Yeah, early on. That was back in the 70s. And in the 70s, he was already too old to be playing Philip Marlowe, and he played Philip Marlowe, and he shouldn't have done that. He didn't look right in that role. He was better in the earlier one, because he did two movies about Philip Marlowe in the 70s. One was a period piece that took place in the 40s, right after the war. And then he did, what is it? Oh my God, it's with the two sisters. That one of them's crazy. Anyway, he did that one, and it was a modern film, and it just didn't work. And he looked too haggard by the time they made that film. His age was starting to show. Yeah, Escape from Salvador, another great Rutger Hauer film.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Good ones, guys. Good ones. I want to thank all you guys for being here today. Deeply appreciate it. I want to thank Gambit 87, 11 Alpha, Boosh, and that's Boosh McFadden, Snortopoopas Cuber, Tom Baker, Real Wed Nation Gaming, my buddy Wade, Comic Relief Crusader, my buddy Mike, Keith Movie Geek, I kind of like Keith, Sander Hammerschlag, Raid by Nature, Zax, also known as Kyle, and then of course the lovely Penny. Shut the fuck up, Kyle. That's his nickname. And that's not the nickname we gave him. That was the nickname he came with. He said that was his mom used to say it to him. Started just calling him that.
Oh,
good. Hey, shut the fuck up, Kyle. Dinner time. Sort of like the way Bill Cosby thought his name was Jesus Christ. And his dad was like, "Get in here, goddamn it." He goes, "No, I'm Jesus Christ. My brother's, goddamn it." What a dumb joke. That is another film on the list right there, my friend. We are going to do the Osterman Weekend. I love that movie. I love it. Sam Peckinpah, again, great director. I don't know. I don't think Katie worked on that one because that was in the 80s and she'd already stopped. She did 10 films with him, 11 films with Sam Peckinpah before she moved on. But after 1980 or 79, she started working with other directors. Bye, Zax. Take it easy. We're going to get out of here, guys. Just remember, be good out there. Otherwise, you'll get one of those eyes. One of those eyes loves you, and the other one will tell you, you're going to hell. Thank you, Father Williams. We love you. That's it, guys. We're out of here.